Good morning, everybody. Tuning in for some mindful yoga flow this morning. I'm a few minutes late because the internet was giving me some troubles, but go ahead and grab your mats and we'll get started in just a few minutes. If anybody has any requests for this morning, if your body needs something in particular, please feel free to let me know in the comments. And we'll get started in just a few minutes. Good morning! All right. Morning, love. Welcome. So go ahead and set up your mat. If you have one, if you don't, you can improvise setting up on a carpet. If you have blocks, you can grab those. If you don't have blocks, no worries. I have them out as an option, but I'm not really using them in these videos just to make this inclusive for everybody. And if you have any special requests for our mindful flow this morning, please feel free to let me know. If your shoulders need extra attention or whatever it might be. And we'll get started in just a moment. All right. So welcome everybody. We're going to get started here in just a minute. Oh yeah, we can definitely work on that 100%. You got it, Rachel. I'm just going to do one thing. I'm going to share this live video to my group page really quickly, and then we're going to jump right in. So make yourselves comfortable, get whatever you might need. If you have any pillows or blankets handy that you might want to grab, feel free to have them close by. It's always nice to have an option to have some props. Okay. My pleasure. Okay, so we're going to start lying down on the mat today. So with today's practice, just remember to move at your own pace, listen to your body, do what feels appropriate, and if it doesn't, remember that you can always opt out or rest. And so we're going to come down to lying on the mat to begin our mindful flow this morning. And a few options here. You can either keep the feet on the floor, letting the knees fall together, Or you can bring the soles of the feet together, letting the knees fall out to the sides. If this feels a little too intense on the hips, you can take any props you might have, whether you have blocks or some couch pillows close by, and you can always feel free to place them underneath of the thighs and the knees for a little extra support if you're coming into this Supta Baddha Konasana pose. And maybe resting the hands on the belly. And take a moment to close your eyes here. Allowing all of your attention to move into a physical level. And we'll begin our class this morning with something that is called the witness practice. And it's a mindfulness technique that allows us to move through our various levels or states of being. So we'll be observing the physical body, the emotions and any feelings that are present. We'll be exploring the mental level and whatever thoughts are happening. And we'll explore an energetic level. But let's just begin in the body, knowing that at any point, if you need to change your position for comfort by bringing the feet back to the floor, you can always do so. And bring all of your attention into those parts of the body that are making contact with the floor. Maybe scanning, starting at the lower end of your body and allowing your attention to work your way up. Just sensing into those parts of the body that are feeling connected and grounded to the earth below you. Notice parts of the body that are making contact with other parts of the body. Maybe feeling the soles of the feet making contact, making an energetic connection here. Noticing the warmth of the palms resting on the belly. Just allowing your attention to reside in your body without any judgment. Simply notice whatever is there. And if you're sensing any tightness or tension in the body, just noticing where that is. No need to change it. Just recognizing where you might be holding on to stress. It's important that we find those places where we hold on to stress and tension, because that will steal our energy away from us. And once we become aware of where that is, then as we move throughout our practice, we can address it. And when you're ready, we'll shift the awareness from a physical level into an emotional or a feeling level. And so without judgment, just allowing yourself to be open and curious, to sense into any feelings or emotions that you're sitting with right now. Just letting them be there without trying to change it, without trying to push them away. Just looking at what is. Knowing that on your mat today, it is a safe space to express whatever emotions need to be expressed. Knowing that emotions and feelings are just our body and our mind's way of telling us that there's something that needs attention. So just looking with curiosity and kindness. And then please direct your attention to a mental level. And just watch whatever thoughts are coming and going in your mind. No need to do anything with them, just observe any patterns of thinking. Notice if the mind is ruminating on a thought. And as you notice those thoughts, you can just label it thought. Allowing yourself just to rest in that field of awareness. Letting the thoughts move to the background as the awareness comes into the foreground. Now please guide your attention to an energetic level. If there was a scale from 1 to 10, 1 being low energy, 10 being high energy, where might you fall on that scale today, right now, in this moment? There's no judgment, just noticing how much energy you currently have. And then allow your awareness to move to your breath. Your breath is prana, it is your life force. And just start by observing the quality of your breath here in this moment. Noticing how we're slowing down and taking the time to be mindful, to really pay attention on purpose in the present moment to what's there, without judgment. And we'll start to consciously slow down the breaths, knowing that if you need to adjust your body, you can always do so. Feel free to bring the feet to the floor if this position is starting to become uncomfortable. Breathing in and out through the nose if possible. As you breathe in, send the breath to the belly. Expand your belly out like a balloon, and if your hands are still on your belly, feel that rise of the inhale. And on the exhale, pull the navel in toward the spine, squeeze all the air out, balancing effort with ease. Breathing in, sending the breath down into the belly, expand the rib cage out in every direction. Exhaling, releasing the air from the ribs down to the bottom of the belly, pull your navel in. Breathing in, expand your belly, fill the rib cage, fill the upper chest with breath. And exhale, release from the top of the lungs all the way down to the bottom of your belly. And continue this at your own pace. Each inhale begins down at the bottom of the belly and slowly moves all the way up into the upper chest. Notice the pause between the breaths, and each exhale releases the air from the top of the lungs all the way down and out. And perhaps creating a little contraction in the back of your throat here in your gluteus, which will constrict the breath. This is called the ujjayi breath. So as you're breathing in and out, still using that 3-part breath, that slight contraction creates a sound like ocean waves. This can help aid in your concentration and the ability to be mindful and aware as we move throughout the movements today. And allow your intention to be to stay in the present moment, observing your experience without judgment. When you're ready, placing the hands on the outer thighs and gently drawing the legs together as if closing a book. And then you can rock your knees from side to side. And on an exhale, pull the right knee in toward the chest. If you'd like, you can either keep the left foot on the floor or bring the left leg down to the mat. We're going to start with some hip openers for the Svadhisthana chakra. So place the left hand on top of the left hip, right hand to the right knee, and we'll start just by making some gentle circles with that right knee. And these circles can be small as you begin, maybe starting to spiral out and become larger depending on how that feels in your body. We're going to be moving very mindfully today in this practice, so if you need to move a little slower at any point, know that you can do so. And then move in the opposite direction with this circle, keeping the hand on the knee, starting to gently awaken. And then draw that right knee back in toward the chest. Gently draw the right knee toward the armpit. Bring the right arm to the inside of the leg. And grab a hold of the outside of the right foot as you pull the thigh toward the floor and the foot reaches toward the ceiling. A little half happy baby. Breathing expansively, not forcing, but balancing effort with comfort. And then exhaling, releasing the right foot to the floor, and we'll carefully pull the left knee in toward the chest. Your choice, right foot can stay on the floor or the right leg can straighten and come down to ground. Bring the right hand to the hip, left hand stays on the left knee, and we'll begin to make those really gentle circles with the left knee. Again, you can move very slowly. You can start with small circles and then spiral out into larger circles if that serves you. And then we'll mindfully reverse the circle. Move in the opposite direction. Gently draw that left knee toward the armpit. Bring the left hand to the inside of the left leg. Hold on to the outside of your left foot. And then very carefully draw the thigh toward the floor and the foot toward the ceiling. Keep your right side grounded, so if you feel the pelvis lifting off of the mat, you can use that right hand to ground back down. Or you can just soften that grip with the left side. Breathing here into this space of the second chakra. And then as you exhale, slowly releasing the left foot to the floor, bring the right foot to meet. And a little rock of the knees from side to side, giving the sacrum a little massage on the mat. And then we'll come into a little twist here. So cross your right thigh over your left, left hand to right knee, right arm in line with the shoulder on the floor, palm presses down. As you exhale, shift your knees over to the left. And if it feels comfortable in the neck, gaze over the right. Make sure that you're feeling comfortable. If you need to back off a bit, know that you can do so. And pay attention to the sensations in your body, any emotions or feelings that might be arising. One benefit from slowing down is that we're able to better notice what's happening as it's happening. Sitting with discomfort can actually be a gift because we become more aware of what's happening. And when we can objectively look at what's happening and put things into context, that is empowering. Breathing in slowly, rising back up, bringing the right foot to the floor. This time we'll cross the left thigh over the right. Left arm comes down to the floor, alignment with the shoulder. Left hand comes down. Right hand to the left knee, and as you exhale, draw the knees over to the right as you gaze to the left. And breathe. Letting your attention rest in your body, with your breath, with whatever emotions and feelings might want to be expressed. Let yourself be where you are without judgment, remembering to approach your practice with a sense of kindness and compassion for yourself in each moment. Just stay open and curious to what you find. And then breathing in, we'll slowly roll back through center. And very gently make your way over onto your side, and we'll come up to hands and knees on the mat. Finding tabletop pose. And as we arrive here, just take a moment to feel this connection with the earth. So feeling the knees, the shins, the tops of the feet grounding, making sure your knees or hips width distance apart. Feeling the hands pressing down into the earth below you. Fingers are spread wide. Hands are underneath of your shoulders. We'll do a little mindful cat-cow here. So as you inhale, lift the head, chest, and tailbone. As you exhale, tuck through the tailbone, round through your spine. Moving slowly at your own pace, linking the movement with your breath. Knowing today's intention for this class is to slow down and become aware. And so if you find that your mind or your body is trying to push you to move a little faster, just notice without judgment and see if you can take this nice and slow today. When we do so, we give the nervous system an opportunity to move into the parasympathetic response, which helps aid in stress reduction and helps bring us back into homeostasis. The next time you round through the spine, sit back to the heels for child's pose, walking the arms out in front of you, resting the forehead on the mat. Maybe you can rock from side to side here, if that feels supportive. And then find stillness. Breathing in, rising back up to hands and knees. And as you exhale, tuck the toes, lift and arch back for downward facing dog. And start to bring some gentle movement in your downward dog here. You can pedal through the legs, bending one knee at a time. Maybe shaking the head, yes and no. Maybe even rocking the hips from side to side. Explore this movement Be playful. And just ask yourself, what is my body needing right now in this moment? What is most supportive? And then finding stillness. Breathing in, let's step the right foot between the hands. And if it doesn't reach right away, you can use the right hand to swivel that foot forward. And we'll gently lower the left knee down to the mat. Breathing in, both hands come to the right thigh as you lengthen through your spine. Just pause for a moment, again, sensing into those parts of the body that are making contact with the mat below you. Now strengthen your legs so that you're squeezing muscle around bone. This can be very grounding, just engaging the muscles, giving us a sense of connection and stability. And from here, if it serves you on the inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Relax your shoulders away from the ears. Find your breath. Now, if you'd like to come into a little heart opener here, two options. Maybe you bend your elbows and lift your heart slightly. Or another option is clasping the palms together, taking Venus Mudra, index fingers point up, and then gently arching back from here. Please listen to your body. If this isn't supporting your low back, find a position that does. You can always back off, opt out, and rest if you need to, knowing that this is meant to serve your body, not to force it into uncomfortable positions. Breathing in, rise and reach, lengthen through your spine. And then exhale, hands to heart. You're going to take a slow twist. So breathing in, reach the torso forward, keep the spine long. And exhale, twist to your right. Hook your left elbow to the outer right thigh. Palms press into one another, and you can gaze up over that right elbow. Breathing deeply, keeping your legs and your core engaged, and staying open and curious to whatever you're noticing. Breathing in, and come back through center, sweeping the arms out and up. And exhale, release the hands to frame that right foot. Maybe hands come down to the mat, round through your spine here, relax your head and neck, and let the left hip drop toward the mat for a moment. The body might be resting on that right thigh. Take a moment of softness and relaxation. And then breathing in, we'll shift the pelvis back, straighten the right leg, point the right toes skyward. Make sure this left knee stays stacked below your left hip. If you need to, you can always move this right heel forward to accommodate. Just a few more breaths here in Hanumanasana pose. And then breathing in, we'll bend the right knee, bringing the right foot back down to the mat. Tuck the left toes, lift the left knee for a runner's lunge, pausing for a moment. Roll the shoulders back, lift your heart. And exhale, we'll press back, downward facing dog. When you arrive here, remember you can bring some playful movement into your down dog in whatever way your body wants to express that movement. You can also take a child's pose if your body's asking you to rest right now, and if that is what feels best. And then breathing in, we'll step the left foot forward between the hands and gently lower the right knee to the mat. When you're ready, drawing the hands up to the left thigh as you lengthen through your spine. Pausing here for just a moment, grounding down through the legs and engaging the muscles of the legs, Remembering just by squeezing muscle around bone, that gives us that sense of grounding and connection, which is so important when we're feeling stress or fear or uncertainty. And then on an inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Relax your shoulders. And just explore your experience here. Without judgment, just staying open. Now your choice. On an exhale, maybe you come into cactus arms and lift your heart. Or another option is to interlace the hands, index fingers point up, and then arch back and lift the heart. And as you arrive here, just being kind to your low back, staying strong through the legs, the pelvic floor, and the navel are pulling in and up. Inhale, let's lengthen up toward the sky, and then exhale, hands come to heart center. Breathing in, we'll reach the torso forward, and then exhale, twist to the left, hooking that right elbow to the outer left thigh. Continue to extend through the spine. You can gaze up toward that left elbow if that feels supportive. And breathe. Notice what is in your field of awareness right now. What is it that's asking for your attention? And then breathing in nice and strong as you rise back up through center. And exhale, releasing the hands down to frame that left foot. And as you do so, draw that right hip toward the mat. Round through the spine, maybe the body is resting on that left thigh. Soften through your head and neck. And just take a moment here. Breathing in, begin to shift your pelvis back. You can walk your hands back to accommodate as you straighten your left leg. Pointing the left toe skyward. And again, just checking in to make sure your right knee is stacked directly under your right hip here. This left hip might draw back slightly. Listen to your body and balance effort with comfort. Breathe and notice what is happening in your body, in your mind, in your field of emotions. Can you be present with non-judgmental awareness? And as you exhale, begin to bend that left knee, placing the weight back into the left foot. Hands stack underneath the shoulders, maybe coming up onto the fingertips. Inhale, lifting the right knee, pressing back through that right heel, a little lift in the pelvis. Roll the shoulders back and lift your heart. And this time on the exhale, carefully step the right foot to meet the left for a forward fold. And as you arrive here, you can bend the knees as much as you need to. Relax your head and neck. Maybe holding on to opposite elbows. Maybe rocking from side to side. Or resting in stillness if that's what your body's asking you to do right now. Scanning your body, noticing the parts of the body that need your attention right now. Can you send the breath into those spaces? Breathing in, slide your hands up your shins. Roll the shoulders in toward your spine and then down toward the pelvis, which will help you to lengthen here, reaching the crown of the head forward and the base of the spine backward. And then exhale, slowly folding and releasing. Breathing in, we'll slowly rise, press into your feet, reach the arms out to the sides and up overhead. palms touch as you gaze up. A little heart opener here. And exhale, hands through heart center. Place the weight into your left foot and carefully step the right foot back for a warrior one position. So if you need to, the feet can come out a little bit wider so that your hips can be parallel to the front of the mat. Your right foot comes out at a slight angle so that you're placing the weight into the outside of the foot and still feeling the arch of the right foot lifting. The left knee is bent, it's stacked above the ankle and in alignment with the hip. Knees are pointing towards your middle toes. Maybe hands come to the hips here for a moment. Really press down into your feet. Squeeze muscle around bone in the legs and pull that pelvic floor and navel in and up. And when you're ready, gently clasping the hands together behind the back. Breathing in, lift your heart as you stretch your hands back behind you. Stay strong through your lower body. Breathe into your heart. And as you exhale, hinge from the waist. Fold to the inside of that left leg as the arms rise up. Staying strong and engaged through your lower body. Breathing in, press into your feet as you rise back up. Stretch the arms back one more time. Lift your heart. If there's something that you need in this moment, do you need to speak an affirmation into your heart? Do you need a little extra support here? Is there a mantra that you might want to repeat? Inhale, rise back up. Let's bring the hands to the hips, straighten the left leg. Shorten your stance by stepping your right foot forward slightly. Hips are still parallel to the front of the mat. Two options here. Hands can stay on the hips, or you can draw the palms together behind the back for prayer pose. Breathing in, strengthen the legs, lengthen through the spine. And exhale, hinge from the waist as you fold forward. If this is too intense, you can bring the hands down toward the mat to frame that left leg. Draw your left hip back, the right hip forward. Expansive breaths wherever you are. And then breathing in nice and strong through the legs, rise back up. Bend your left knee. And as you exhale, reach your arms out wide. We'll step the right foot to meet the left, bending the knees, sinking the hips for chair pose. Breathing in, straighten the legs, reach the arms up, tall mountain. Look up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Step the feet back out to either mountain or maybe a little wider than mountain. Place the weight into the right foot and carefully step your left foot back for warrior two. So the right knee is bent. Notice this left foot is coming out at a slight angle, but I'm still able to lift the arch and my pelvis turns forward to the front of the mat. Checking in with the alignment of that right knee, just being very aware of where your body is in space, having some good proprioception here. And then engaging muscles of the legs, pulling pelvic floor and navel in and up. Drawing the hands together, interlacing the fingers behind you. Breathing in, lifting your heart as you stretch the arms back. Considering what your heart might need in this moment. Is there an affirmation that you can speak into it? And then exhale, hinge from the waist and fold to the inside of that right leg, allowing the arms to rise as far as is comfortable. Staying strong and grounded through your lower body, feeling that stability and support. Breathe into the front and the back of your heart center here. And then press into the feet strong Through your core, inhale, rise back up, stretch the arms back, lift your heart one more time. And then we'll rise back up. Hands can come to the hips as you straighten the right leg. Feel free to shorten your stance here, stepping that left foot forward. Again, hips are parallel to the front of the mat. You can either keep the hands on the hips or hands can come together in prayer pose behind you. Breathing in, feel the length through your spine, strong through the legs. And as you exhale, hinge from the waist as you fold forward. Right hip draws back slightly as the left hip reaches forward. And know that you can always release your hands down to frame that right foot if that's going to be more comfortable for your body. Remember to be kind and compassionate to yourself as you stay aware of your needs in each moment. And then breathing in nice and strong, inhale, rise, back up. We'll bring the arms out, palms face up. Bend your right knee, and as you exhale, left foot comes to meet the right. Sink the hips, bend the knees, chair pose. Inhale, straighten the legs, straighten the arms, palms touch as you look up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Take a moment here, feeling the feet grounding firmly. Strengthening the legs, feeling the length in the spine. Keeping the hands at the heart center. Close your eyes. And take a moment just to notice what you're feeling. Mentally, emotionally, physically, energetically. Just being present in this moment with whatever's there. No judgment. Then we'll relax the arms down. And we'll come into, let's come down to our belly on the mat. Take your time as you arrive. We're going to do a little Cobra Pose here. So keeping your hands on the mat, hands are stacked under your shoulders, fingers spread wide. Either your chin or your forehead is resting on your mat. Squeeze your legs together and walk your feet back. So it's as if you're pulling the leg bone out of the hip socket. And then press down into the tops of your feet, feeling the engagement through your legs and the kneecaps lifting. Pull the pelvic floor and navel in and up. Feel your shoulders rolling in and down. Keep your elbows squeezing in toward one another. Now breathing in, use your core strength to lift the head and chest. You're pressing into your palms, keeping the shoulders rolling down and away from your ears, keeping elbows squeezing in towards your sides. If this is too much for your low back, know that you can always back off of it. Feel your heart lifting, reaching forward. One more breath here in Cobra. And exhale, release all the way down. Stack your forearms, rest your forehead, and then bend your knees and rock your feet from side to side. Receive a breath in and let it go. And then release your legs down. Slide your hands back. And we'll make our way into a child's pose. Let your knees be wide this time. Big toes come together. Gently sit back for the heels. Walk your arms forward. As far forward as you can so you get a really nice stretch to your shoulders and upper back. And then relax here, resting your forehead down. Bringing your attention into your body, into the breath, and just being present with whatever's showing up in your experience right now. Non-judgmental awareness of this moment. And then breathing in, let's slowly press our way up. And from here, you can cross your ankles and sit back. And we'll swivel the legs forward. And then bring the soles of your feet together and create a diamond shape here so that the heels are pressing away from you. Breathing in, lengthen through your spine. And then exhale, hinge from the waist as you fold forward. Resting the arms wherever it's most comfortable. Soften through the head and the neck. Find your breath. And be where you are, simply observing whatever is showing up for you. Seeing if you can sit with emotions or feelings that arise on the mat. Knowing that it's okay to be with your emotions and let them be there without pushing them away, without trying to change them. If we can just give that present moment awareness to them, eventually they will fade. If we push them away and we ignore them, they'll come back because our emotions and our feelings are messengers. They're trying to tell us something. And if we can just be able to sit with them, sit with the discomfort as they're happening, as long as that's okay, then we can move through them, process them. Breathing in, let's slowly press our way back up. Take your time. This time we'll bring the hands behind. Allow the feet to come to the mat. And just gently rock your knees from side to side here. And then let's come down onto our back on the mat. Take your time as you arrive. So this next pose is really nice. It's a sweet little side bend. Let's bring the arms up and overhead. So stretching the arms back behind you. The legs are in close toward one another. Now we're going to keep our torso grounded here. And as you exhale, walk your legs over to the left, but keep your buttocks grounded. And you'll cross the right ankle over the left. Now, keeping shoulders grounded, start to walk your arms over to the left. And then take your left hand and just grab a hold of that right wrist. So your shoulders are still grounded, your pelvis is still grounded. But you're feeling a stretch through the side of your body here. Balancing effort with comfort. And breathe. Staying open and curious to whatever is happening in this moment right now for you. Observing with objectivity. And then we'll slowly walk the arms back and release the legs, walking them back through center. And we'll switch sides. So again, keeping the pelvis and the buttocks grounded, walk your legs over to the right. Cross left ankle over right this time. But make sure that you're not lifting up off your mat, but you're staying grounded through the pelvis. And then we'll walk the arms over to the right. Shoulders stay grounded, and the right hand grips onto that left wrist so that you feel a nice stretch through the left side of your body. A nice little lateral bend. And then rest here. Simply observing whatever's happening in your experience right now. And then we'll slowly come out, walking the arms and the legs back through center. Relax your arms down by your sides. We'll bring the feet back to the floor for a moment. And then as you exhale, pull your knees in towards your chest. Just pump the knees in and out a few times here. As you inhale, knees move away. And as you exhale, knees draw in toward the chest, giving the sacrum a little massage. And if you want, you can get some circles going with the knees. Maybe the knees are moving together as one unit. Or maybe if it feels best in your body, they're moving independently like a figure eight shape. Your choice. But wherever you are, make sure to balance. So if you move in one direction a few times, move in the opposite direction a few times as well. And then draw the knees back in toward the chest. Pause here for a moment. Now we're going to build up some tension before we rest in our Shavasana pose. So as you exhale, use your core strength. Draw the nose toward the knees. Wrap your arms around your shins and squeeze yourself into a little ball. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze all your muscles. Squeeze tighter, tighter, tighter. As if you're building up any tension or stress that's left. And then exhale, slowly release as you draw the legs down to the floor. And we'll prepare for our final resting pose. If you'd like, you can place your socks or your sweater back on as the body temperature lowers in our time of rest. If you have a blanket, a few options for that. Maybe you roll it up and place it under the thighs for a little low back support. You can also place pillows under your legs for that as well. Or maybe you cover yourself with your blanket so that you can really enter into a state of deep rest. What is it that you need in this moment? Take good care of yourself as we prepare for this pose. Just allow the weight of your body to soften and melt into the mat. Feeling the shoulders relaxing away from the ears and allowing your eyes to close. And let's take a release breath here. Breathing in through the nose. Open your mouth and let go of any tension, stress, or heat. Excuse me. And allow yourself to completely let go here. And a little tip before we rest in silence, if your mind is feeling busy, use a mantra. On the inhale, think so. On the exhale, think hum. So, hum, which means I am. And allow that mantra to fade into silence, into deep rest and relaxation, and just let go. Receive a breath in and let it go. You can begin to bring gentle movements back to your body, wiggling fingers and toes, circling ankles and wrists, maybe stretching the limbs out and away as you reawaken into this new day. Drawing the feet back to the mat when you're feeling ready. And then please roll over onto one side. And just rest there for a moment, perhaps relaxing on your arm, using it as a little pillow. And take a moment to consider how you might be able to take this practice off of your mat and into the rest of your day, into the rest of the weekend. Set a personal intention for yourself. And then when you're ready, slowly press your way back up to a comfortable seated position, and we'll close with a mantra. Moving mindfully as you arrive. Maybe bringing the hands together in front of heart center or resting the hands wherever it's meaningful for you. And we'll close with the sound of Om. Feel free to join in with me, or you can just listen or receive a breath in. Asatoma Satgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Lead us from untruth to truth, from darkness to light, from death to immortality. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. The light in me honors and respects the light in each of you. Thank you so much for sharing your practice today. Namaste. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here for this very gentle and slow mindful flow this morning. Hoping you're feeling rejuvenated and ready for the day and the weekend. And I'm offering these classes freely because I know that so many of us need it in this time. But if you are interested or able to donate, I truly appreciate that as well. You can find some information on the link to this live page or in my group, Lindsay Jamison, Yoga and Mindfulness. And this is my last class for the week. I might tune in this afternoon for a quick little tip and technique. Oh, thanks, Jennifer. You can find the full class on my page, or you can find it on Lindsay Jamison Yoga and Mindfulness. All of the classes that I've been teaching are posted there. So if you want to take any previous classes, you can always do so at your own pace. And thank you so much, everybody, for being here and for being a part of this. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you so much for being here. I'm glad to hear that it was comforting. You know, yoga saved me. It really allowed me to change my life and teach me how to be calm and at peace with things, even when the world is chaotic. And so I hope these practices do the same thing for each of you and offer you more comfort and a sense of relaxation and a sense of peace. And I'd love to talk with you all more about mindfulness. I'm actually taking a class right now as a part of the Inner Strength Foundation to teach teenagers mindfulness. And so I'd like to share some of what I've been learning with all of you later today. So take a look for that. I'll be tuning in, and if not today, sometime this weekend. I've been trying to go with the flow and take some time for myself during this quarantine as well. So if any of you have any requests for classes or techniques or styles of yoga that you'd like to see, please let me know. I'll be building a new schedule for next week, sometime this weekend. And know that you can also find me teaching classes through Mellow Massage and Yoga. I'm teaching chair yoga and mindfulness meditation and all levels flow through Mellow, and those classes are only $10. But you can always find me here on Facebook Live, and these classes are free or by donation if you're able to donate. So thank you so much, everybody, for being here. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you soon.